Hello!
Hello!
Hi everyone! Thanks for clicking on this video. We're Big Fat Big, we're a band from the northeast of England. We usually make music, but now we make YouTube videos.
So if you haven't already seen, we're releasing our 5th single this month on the 25th of November.
Woohoo!
It's called Let's Get Married, and you can pre-save it below. It would really help us if you could do that. There's like a link, you just click on the link, and then it adds, when you do it, it adds the song into your library as soon as it's released on midnight on the 25th. And it just helps us out with like the algorithm and stuff, so please take the time to do that.
It takes literally like 20 seconds, if that, and it goes a really long way into helping us. So if you can do that, thank you.
Today we thought we would film a video just generally about the song. We asked for some questions on the internet, on Instagram and stuff, so we're going to be answering them, talking about how we wrote the song, what the song's about.
All your burning questions.
Yes, so hope you enjoy. Let's get into it.
Yes.
So the first question is very basic. What's the song about?
Well, the song's called Let's Get Married, like Katie said, and it's basically a song about really intense relationships, intense like codependencies. Normally when we write a song, it's like something that we've gone through or something that we're going through, and at this time it's not necessarily the case. I find this happens quite a lot with our music. The more that we sit with it and the more that we kind of like work on stuff, it means something else, like later down the line.
Into something else.
Yeah, and like I was thinking about this yesterday, in that like we're at the age now where like we're 23, 24, where a lot of our friends from like maybe school, a lot of people that we surround ourselves with in general are like kind of getting to that stage where they're like getting engaged and getting married and having babies, and it's just like the difference in our lives and our priorities is just so stark. Like it is. There is such a disparity.
If you came to me now and said you were engaged, I would not believe you.
I've been in a relationship for 7 years.
And I still wouldn't believe you.
It happens, I feel like, in everyone's life where people from your past are like starting to grow up, and if you're not included in that, even though it's not something, it's not on my priority list, like it's not something that I need to happen like right now, you do like compare your situation to other people's situations, and like that, I feel like that's definitely part of subconsciously why the song was written and kind of what was on our mind at the time. Yeah, it's just kind of like an exploration into those really intense relationships where you're just prepared to ignore everything bad about someone just because you want to spend like all of your time with them. Not necessarily even stuff that's bad about them either, just like stuff that maybe you're not compatible, but you just don't want to admit that you're not compatible. Because you want to spend every second of the day with someone.
A lot of the time when we write songs, we write like either completely separate parts or like it's like a mashup of me and you writing different things. And with this song, like I wrote all of the music and you wrote all of the lyrics. It was cool for me to like get to know the song like through something that I didn't write.
We had like such a clear vision of like, okay, the song's called Let's Get Married, obviously we need to buy wedding outfits and dress up like brides and take it as far as we can possibly take it, because on the surface that's what it's like. It sounds like it's just a song about like getting married to someone, but that's not necessarily the case. And like I feel like that's the case with the majority of songs. Like the more that you look into it and pull things apart and digest stuff, it can turn into something else. But like this, very much so, like it is just a really fun song about someone else's situation.
General inspiration for the song.
Split up into different parts in my brain. So like lyrically and the song that we have written. That is one thing. The visual aspect is a whole other thing. And then just like generally how we are like putting it out and promoting it and stuff. Like they're all very different things in my head.
I didn't think of it like that, but now that you've said it, it's like, of course.
When I wrote the lyrics for it, I just thought, this is the concept, and I'm going to write a song about this concept. Looking at other people's situations and going, oh, well, that's completely like nothing that I can relate to at all. So I'm going to write a song about it. Maybe getting tired of trying to write about your own shit, because it can be just really draining. But with the rest of it, I feel like it's pretty straight up wedding inspired.
I mean, it's like pop punk princess wedding on her wedding day.
Yes.
Like that's what it is.
Avril Lavigne gets married.
People think really deeply about like the meaning behind stuff, and like obviously we do that a lot, but then other times it's like we're gonna do this because it looks good, and because it looks cool, and because it's gonna be really really fun, sugary, and like very like sickly sweet, and that's how we look, I think, in all of like our images and stuff. Definitely. For this song. It was just nice to do something a bit ridiculous. Yeah,
like I think this song, more than any other song, the inspiration behind it was like, we want to make this as fun as possible for us to do, for people to consume. Like every aspect of it, we want to be like really loud and in your face, and just like take it as far as we can go with it. And like if that means dancing around in the street in veils.
Also, probably, we're not going to have like a wedding where we're dressed like in proper white. We're not going to have actual weddings like that. I don't imagine at any point in our lives. So like, if I get a chance to wear a veil, I'm going to take
believe
it.
me.
It makes you feel amazing. So
maybe
good.
I will have it on one day, just for that reason.
Inspired me.
Exactly, yeah.
How you took a lyric / melody hook and turned it into a song.
Because we did both bits very separately. I just wrote loads and loads of words, and then Katie wrote the music. We were all in the same room when it happened. We had the idea for the backing vocals, I think, first, more than anything. And so wrote everything around that.
When you showed me the lyrics, I think I'd been playing around with the chords anyway. Like you say, the backing vocal was what came first, and then you were like, no, I wanted it to be more shouty than that, and then it automatically came out over the top of it, so it's like the crown stuff.
Let's get married, like those little things. Was that to us? That felt very obvious to us.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like when people ask, like when you look at it too closely, like there is no explanation. Like I was just playing the guitar and that's what came out.
Yeah.
You wanted it more chaotic and shouty on top, and that automatically, again, like no reason. That's just what came up on top of it.
Yeah.
With a lot of our songs, it's about like contrast. Like we play with contrasts. And I think this song isn't an exception to that.
No, I think that's a really good example of that. Like what I'm actually saying versus how it sounds. Yeah. Are completely polarized. Yeah. I don't even like. It's not an intentional thing. It's just that's just what happens. That's just how it ends up.
And the contrast between like the parts in the verses that are much more mellow, like musically,
especially in the finished recording.
Yeah. On stage it's like different, like live it is slightly different, but on the recording, there's just contrast everywhere in general. When we were writing, once we get like one little thing, it seems to unlock everything else. So it was like we knew we wanted to play with contrast in different ways. The chorus came first, like very naturally, and then we just built around that, and it became the full thing.
Having so many lyrics was helpful.
We always do that.
We write far too much, and then pick what sounds best, what makes the most sense, and also just like generally what's comfortable to sing, because like something on paper can be really good, but then in practice it's maybe not. It doesn't make as much sense as you thought it would. So like having the extra lyrics to work around is quite helpful.
Where did we write the song? We've actually had this song, this is going to answer another question as well. We've been sat on this song for almost 2 years, which is crazy to think about.
We wrote it ages ago.
Very start of 2020, we didn't finish it then, but we started it then, and we had like a lot of the song by then. And we were actually, I lived somewhere else. I lived in Sunderland in a flat on my own, and that's where it started. That's where it became a thing, and then we ignored it for months and months and months, because
it was like not even an option in our heads, because the world was on fire, and we just had other stuff to do. We had other songs that we were recording and stuff that we just prioritized more. But we actually I remembered about it, and we were like, let's finish that song because it's a good song. But then we finished writing it. We like pretty much started and finished writing it on the same day, basically. Was it like last November or something?
Yeah.
In my old house, the three of us at the time just sat in the room, and we finished that and Don't Want to Be Sad, I think, on the same day. And then from actually getting it finished, everything happened really quickly. So we did that in November. We practiced it a couple of times in December, and then we recorded it in January, and we had the finished recording by like the end of January, beginning of February time.
We've had this for a long time.
We've just been sitting, waiting for something to happen.
The thing is, like, we planned, when we recorded those 2 songs, we were like, all right, this will come out then. like Don't Wanna Be Sad will come out in, was that March? And then we thought this would come out in the summer, and then just stuff happens.
Stuff happens, and it does, and like it is obviously really important to acknowledge that as well, that just because you've got a plan doesn't mean that you're going to follow through with it. And I think I'm glad that we've waited till now, because we do have the energy to like actually give it the attention that it deserves.
We've always had such a plan for what we wanted to do with it, because like the visuals for it in our head were so like clear from the start, and if we'd tried to release it earlier, we wouldn't be able to have done everything that we've done.
We just couldn't have done it.
Couldn't have done everything that we've done. And also, I always feel like there's so much pressure in the industry to release stuff all the time, and like it works. Like if you can release consistently, then like good stuff, then you're gonna get ahead. Like obviously, but like for one, it's so much money that we don't have, and it takes so much time and effort that people don't realize. And I just think like if we're not gonna do it justice, then there's no point in doing it.
Literally
so if that means that we only release 2 singles a year, then
I'm happy with that. Yeah.
What are the chords? I don't know what the chords are. I know I wrote the song, but I don't know how it goes. So basically, I know nothing. At the best of times, I can't play guitar. Like, even when I'm like the most practiced I've ever been in my life, I still don't know how to play guitar.
No, that is not true. What is true is that it's not, you don't play guitar in a traditional, you weren't trained, you weren't.
I know that there's an E. There's an E in there somewhere. No, it actually, the chorus is E, B, C sharp minor, B. Again? Is it B?
It does go back to the same chord, yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, that'll make sense.
Yeah.
That's the chorus.
We can do a separate, like, maybe like a
if I had the
reel
guitar,
or
I might be
something.
able to figure it out more, because you can just Google it. But and then I know the verse as well goes between E and A. And then it does other stuff. I didn't know.
Work it out.
Try for yourself.
Well, I think it would be cool if we could do maybe like a reel on something like that.
Ryan
if
knows.
you're really interested.
Every band has one proper musician, at least one, and I am not the proper musician, and neither are you. So don't ask us.
So true, bestie.
How do we plan a release? It's different every time. Most of the time, we don't have a plan. But like what it actually ends up happening has been different every time.
Yeah.
It obviously always starts with the music. And I think that like we're most bothered about getting that right.
Yeah.
I would say like that's what we're most passionate about. That's what we want to be like so solid with. It starts with an idea, and then we're like, oh, that sounds like a single, or like something that we definitely want to put out into the world. And then record it.
Every time has been completely different.
Yeah.
Like how the amount of time that we've had before recording stuff, and like how long you sit with the song can really have an impact on it. So like every time is definitely totally different. For every release that we've had so far, we've had a very clear vision of how we want everything to go, particularly with like this one and Don't Wanna Be Sad. Like those two were very clear to us, and like as soon as we wrote this song, we were like, okay, well that makes so much sense to have this in it and this in it and this in it for like all of the press stuff. And I mean, like we say, we've finished this song, like we've had the finished recording since like end of January this year. So and that vision hasn't changed.
No.
It's been constantly, we've both been very aligned with what we want to do.
I think that's the thing, like obviously me and Robin have known each other for so long, like a lot of time we don't even have to talk to know what each other think, and like not everyone has that, obviously. We don't disagree on anything really. So like when we write a song and like we think like, oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna release it, it just seems to like happen. Like it just, or like we just make it happen. I don't know. I would say like a lot of the time our ideas are like big, and we have to whittle it down, mainly because we don't have like the money or like the teams of people that it would take to
like
make
the resource, like we actually just couldn't do it.
Yeah. So for like Don't Wanna Be Sad, if we were like rich and famous, then what we would have done for that would be different. And like this time, I feel like we've gotten as close as possible. Yeah. That like things still would be slightly different, but we've gotten as close as we can to like the original idea that we had for the whole release. I would say like it's definitely split up in different parts. Like the first part would be the music, and then like press and stuff is always the same boring slog. And hopefully it won't be like that forever.
Yeah, hopefully someone will do that part for us. Please.
The press stuff, like sorting all that out, and then like social media, and that's been really fun this time.
Yeah.
because it's just like TikTok is just the best.
Yeah,
and it turns out we know how to use it now.
Yeah,
so.
no, it's good. It is good, and I think like if our like long form content is something that you enjoy, you probably would enjoy the stuff that we put out onto the like the shorter form like Instagram and TikTok, because it's just like silly, daft. Like we just have a good time, and if you care about the music that we make enough to watch these, then you should probably follow us on those as well.
See you over there. That definitely didn't answer the question.
No.
I don't know how
We don't really have
a plan.
Yeah, like the plan, our situation is different to literally everyone else in the world because our brains are so in sync.
Yeah.
That like it's not necessarily a plan. It's just like, oh well, of course we're gonna do it like
this
that.
This is what we'll do now.
Obviously,
yeah. You do this, I'll take care of this, and then it all happens.
But like we know that not everyone.
No.
I mean, I don't know if anyone else really has that. Maybe twins or something. Like we just kind of always know what the next step is, and like obviously the bigger decisions at that point have already been taken care of. So like for me the biggest thing is like what song are we going to put out?
Yes.
And then the rest of it up till now everything is just aligned in us
here it is
doing it, and that's we're really lucky to have that.
Yeah, I think it would be different if it was like a bigger release. So like if we were to do an EP, we'd probably have to think about that a bit more than we do with a single,
and maybe like get help in from elsewhere,
people,
and have advice and stuff, because it's like even releasing a single is a huge job. It's such a big job that releasing more than one thing at a time, like more than one thing every 6 months is like insanely hard to get all of your ducks in a row, so to speak.
Writing and recording in lockdown, horrid. Don't make me do it ever again. Don't want to do that. Awful. Because like obviously we just said that we're like synced in the head, and then we weren't allowed to see each other for months and months at a time.
Yeah.
Not for me in any way. It was
hard.
Just shit. Writing was fine for a bit because obviously the world was on fire and that makes you feel things, but then there was just like no inspiration. Like I just felt so drained. Everything was boring. Like, I mean, that sounds like depression, like I am depressed, so then I don't want to write songs, but like it just sucked the fun out of everything. And like even like recording wasn't as bad because like we could still go in the studio and stuff, so when we had enough money, like that experience was kind of close to how it would have been anyway. Really like thankful for that. But writing was just like nothing was any fun.
No.
I didn't want to do anything. But then like as soon like we play one show and I'd be like, I know how to carry on for the rest of my life. Like everything is fine again.
I've got all of the energy that I need forever. Yeah. It does make such a difference being able to like do things face to face. And I think because we do have that kind of relationship, it's like it's just like shit when you can't like do it in real life. Like I don't want to do that. I don't want any part of it. No. Like, just keep your Zoom. I don't want it. I don't want it.
Not for me.
So the writing stuff was hard, but then literally we hadn't seen each other to write for months and months, and then we got back in in my old house. Me, Katie and Chaz were all in that room, and by the end of like 2 hours we had finished Let's Get Married and we finished Don't Want to Be Sad. So like maybe having that time apart made us just like more excited to get back to it and stuff, so that it may be helpful in that way. The recording process was like amazing from start to finish. We've obviously spoke about Chris and Blank Studios and stuff on other videos before, but the way that they handled the pandemic, we felt so safe. They had enough restrictions in place but it wasn't like stupid. We had to wear our masks some of the times, but like you don't even think about that really when like we were like apart from each other and stuff. Like there was enough room in the studio, we had enough time to like not have to like panic about things or whatever. I think other people have learned to like or like have bought equipment to record themselves. I just don't think we'd be very good at that. No. When you've already done it in a studio, like the drop in quality, like the inevitable drop in quality, because like they're real life professionals that do this like day in day out and have done for years. And like for me, I'm just not doing that.
No,
I'm just not doing that unless it's like just for fun. But like in terms of us putting something out that we're like really proud of, which everything that we've put out so far we've been really really happy with. Even when we were doing stuff DIY, we made sure that it was to the standard that we wanted it to, and like we just we just couldn't do that. So like it was definitely worth it for us to wait until we could get into the studio and do it safely.
Yeah. Fun fact about the song. On the first day that we worked on this song, you showed me all the lyrics and said you wanted the energy to be exactly the same as the song Santa Monica by the Front Bottoms. Now, everything we do is copied by... No, like we copy everything that we do from the Front Bottoms.
They copy of us.
I would die.
Brian Summer.
And nothing about the song is the same, like none of the chords or like melodies or anything like that. It's the
Nothing
same.
is actually ripped from it at all.
No.
Which like is good, like for us, because it's never intentional.
No.
We would never go like, oh, I'm gonna rip that. And like we're not making money from it. Do you know what I mean? Like we do it because we love it, and the music that we make is like directly inspired by music that we love, and like that is the case for everyone. But with the Front Bottoms, it's like there is kind of only so much that you can do with the exact style of music that they're doing. But because I just wanted the energy of that specific song, I don't know why, because it's a good song. It's not my favourite Front Bottom song by any stretch, but like I don't know, I think I must have just been listening to it and I thought this is the energy, this is kind of like a similar feel of the song that I want to write, and then I think we did that quite well. Yeah,
it's very chaotic. It's got more synth in than some of our other songs, which that Santa Monica does as well.
Yes, but I think that was like the synth like hook that is in our song was like, that was the thing that I was like, right, because we've obviously only got the one guitar. We're not putting solos in songs, like that's just not our vibe.
Couldn't be me.
What can we do to kind of add like another dimension to that? And we've got the synth there and we've used it previously and stuff, so to me that was the obvious answer. And then listening to Santa Monica, and there's just something about the vocal in it, and the like, it's like so desperate, like it feels so desperate, and there's so many words crammed into a short
That's
space.
what I was thinking as well, loads of words in one go.
Very wordy.
And then, but like it's the kind of song where like you want to know the lyrics so you can keep up with them. Do you know what I mean?
You're like trying so hard to like fit everything in all in one go. And even though the songs, like when you put them side by side, they're like barely comparable really, but like the energy from that is there. And I think that's quite cool that like we just decided that we were going to do that and then we did it.
Fun fact. Is it in the live set? Why yes. We've been playing it for a while, mainly because we couldn't help ourselves.
We did plan to hold off for a while longer, and then we simply did not.
I think because we were going to release it so much earlier than we have, it was just like, we've got that song sat there, obviously we all already knew it, and it's just too tempting not to play. It
has gone down well in the live set as well, which like I can't even tell you how much that helps in terms of like making you feel confident about something before you put it out. Regardless, like we love the song, so if no one else likes it, then like
that's
we
fine.
do, like that's fine. But it obviously really helps like just settle your nerves a little bit before you release something. So I'm glad that we've played it a few times, and I'm glad that it's got the response. Imagine we spent all that money recording it and then we played it live and everyone was like, oh, I don't like that one. Like it would just be like, oh, are you really?
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
I'll play it again. Music video? Question mark?
Couldn't possibly say. No, we have got a music video for Let's Get Married, and to be honest, it's been like one of the most fun parts of the whole thing. Like I've never felt so professional.
I am stifling a scream.
We got the first cut of the like final video back this morning, and it's so much better than we ever.
It makes us look like we know what we're doing. And we really don't know what we're doing.
So good. We had help from so many people, like so many people gave up their time to help us.
We've never done a project like this big that involves this many people.
No.
And I think it's really paid off.
Yeah, definitely. Ryan at Gadabout basically orchestrated the entire thing start to finish. We went to him and we're like, this is our idea, and he was like, are you sure? Are you sure that's the finished idea? And we were like, well, it might not be finished. We're like, that's basically the concept. And he took that and he ran with it. And it just worked out exactly how we wanted it to. We couldn't have asked for anything more. Sherilyn, who helped with like hair and makeup for one of our actors, like the main actor in the video, and like all of the people who actually sat in for the video as well, like could not have done it without people just agreeing to like take a chance on our stupid ideas. Even if like the song isn't like necessarily up your street or whatever, the video as like a piece of work is,
It just looks cool.
it's
Like,
amazing. We don't actually have a date as to when it's coming out.
We probably will when this is going out, but right now...
As of this second.
No.
I know. Is that the end?
I think that's the end.
Yeah! If anyone has any more questions about the video, just drop a comment and we'll answer it. If you want us to do like another just general Q&A, because it's been like a long time now, like a year since we did.
A lot has happened since we did our last
Well,
Q&A.
a lot has happened. Please pre-save the song. It comes out on Thursday, the 25th of November. Honestly, so excited for you to hear it. If you're watching this video after the song's come out, let us know what you think. Tell your friends about it. Spread the word.
Love you, bye!
Love you, bye!
Bye, bye, bye!